Subject: I called off the wedding after she asked for an open marriage. Hi, true story. First off, thank you for what you do. I found your channel late one night after a bad breakup. I was just scrolling through YouTube, feeling sorry for myself, trying to make sense of everything that happened. That's when the algorithm recommended a video from your channel, something about a fiancée asking her man for an open marriage. The title hit me like a truck. I clicked it, and by the end of the story, I was sitting there with my mouth open. I wasn't alone. And someone out there went through something damn near identical to what I just went through. So here I am, writing in with my story. My name's Tevin, and this is the story of how I met the love of my life, proposed to her, and ended up walking away from it all after she asked for an open marriage just 3 months after saying yes. Let me take you back to where it all started. I met her in high school. Funny thing is, we didn't go to the same school. Our basketball teams were playing each other in a regular Friday night rivalry game. I wasn't even supposed to be there. I had plans with some friends to go out that night, but one of them bailed, and the rest of us ended up at the game. During halftime, I was just walking around stretching my legs when I saw her. She was sitting with a group of girls from the other school, laughing at something one of them said. She had this big smile and this natural energy that made everyone around her light up. I don't even know what possessed me, but I walked across to the visitor's side and introduced myself. Just straight up, no game plan. Her name was Mariah. We exchanged numbers that night, texted nonstop for days, started meeting up at random neutral spots halfway between our houses, even though our schools were like 45 minutes apart. But we made it work. We were young, and when you're young and in love, distance doesn't mean a damn thing. We stayed together through the rest of high school, and then came college. I stayed local. She got accepted to a university out of state. Man, I'm not gonna lie, those first 2 years were rough. We went from seeing each other every weekend to maybe once every few months. Schedules never lined up, money was tight, and she was in a whole new world surrounded by people I didn't know. There were nights I'd fall asleep wondering if she was out at some frat party, forgetting all about me. And there were definitely fights, lots of them. But there was always a moment, after the yelling, after the silence, where she'd call me and say something like, "I know this is hard, but I don't want to lose you." One night, though, changed everything. She called me crying. I thought something terrible happened. I kept asking, "Are you okay? What's wrong?" But all she said was, "I love you. I don't want any other man. I don't care what happens next. I want to be with you. No more games." That was the moment I fully gave her my heart. And things actually got better after that. The calls became more frequent. She started visiting me more, even during midterms. I remember once she flew home just to spend a Sunday with me, knowing she had an exam the next day. She started talking about our future more seriously, moving in together after college, where we'd live, how many kids we wanted. It felt real. It felt like we had made it through the worst. Fast forward a couple of years. We both graduated. She moved back home. We got an apartment together and started living like a real couple. For the first time, there was no distance, no time zones, no FaceTime calls cutting out, just us, in the same space, building something. I proposed to her on a random Wednesday evening. I know it's not the romantic weekend getaway people imagine, but that's not us. We were watching Netflix on the couch. I had the ring in my pocket for weeks, waiting for the perfect moment, but then I looked at her, hair in a messy bun, wearing my hoodie, and I just knew. I pulled it out and asked her to marry me. She cried and said yes. Life felt perfect until 3 months later, we were at brunch with a couple we knew, married friends. They were talking about spicing up their marriage and mentioned ethical non-monogamy. At first, I didn't even register it. I just chuckled and sipped my mimosa. But I noticed Mariah listening a little too closely, asking a few too many questions. That same night, she brought it up again. She said, "Don't freak out, but what do you think about open marriage?" I laughed, thinking she was joking. She wasn't. She kept going, talking about modern love and exploring ourselves, and it wouldn't mean I love you any less. I swear, it felt like I was having an out of body experience, like someone had taken the woman I loved and replaced her with a robot running on Reddit philosophy. I stood up, grabbed my keys, and told her, "There's nothing to talk about. Keep the ring. I'm done." The days after that were chaos. She blew up my phone. Text after text, call after call. She emailed me, DM'd me on apps I forgot I had. One day, she left sticky notes all over my car. Another day, I found her sitting on the stairs outside my apartment at 2 a.m., crying, begging. I didn't mean it like that. I was just testing boundaries. I didn't actually do anything. I thought we were strong enough to explore. Then came the bargaining phase. She offered couples therapy. She offered to sign a monogamy contract, whatever that even means. She said she'd cut off every male friend if I took her back. She said she'd never bring it up again. I'll be your wife, your servant, whatever you want. She even tried to seduce me one night by showing up in lingerie and heels. I didn't let her in. The most outrageous attempt? She had her parents call me. Her dad called me first, said he didn't understand what had happened, but that Mariah was devastated. Her mom left a voicemail telling me how she had never seen her daughter this broken, but I was done. Once that seed was planted, the idea that she wanted to sleep with other men while calling me her husband, I couldn't unsee it. And then the letter came. It was in a small padded envelope with no return address. Inside was the engagement ring and a handwritten letter. I'm going to share the letter here, word for word, because I think it deserves to be part of the story. Maybe someone out there will read it and see something familiar. Maybe it'll help someone else make their decision. The letter, Tevin. I know I don't deserve this space in your life anymore. I know I ruined something beautiful, and I don't expect you to forgive me. But I wanted to write you because texting you feels wrong now. I want you to know how deeply sorry I am. When I brought up the idea of an open marriage, I wasn't thinking clearly. I was reading too many articles, watching too many modern love influencers, and listening to voices that had nothing to do with us. I got curious, and instead of coming to you with respect and maturity, I came at you with confusion and chaos. I thought we were strong enough to talk about anything. I didn't realize some doors once opened can't be shut again. I miss you. I miss your laugh, the way you hold my hand during movies, the way you always wiped my tears even when I didn't deserve it. I miss waking up next to you and knowing we were building something no one else had. I still remember the day you proposed, how nervous you were, how perfect it felt, how real it was. I've put the ring back in this envelope. I don't want it. Not because I don't love you, but because I want you to know you're free. You don't owe me another word, another thought. If you want to move on, I'll never reach out again. But if there's even a 1% chance that we can try again, I'd wait forever for that. Love always, Mariah. I stared at that letter for a long time. I held the ring in my hand and remembered everything. The long distance nights, the college fights, the proposal, the moments where we felt unstoppable. But then I remembered that conversation. I remembered the look in her eyes when she asked me to let her sleep with other people while I waited at home like a good little husband. And I knew even with all the history, I couldn't go back. So that's it. I'm still healing, I'm still figuring things out, but one thing I know for sure. I'm not interested in sharing my woman with anyone, not in a marriage, not in a relationship, not ever. Since the breakup, I've been working on myself. I got back in the gym, picked up photography again, started reconnecting with friends I lost touch with while I was deep in relationship mode. I even started journaling, something I never thought I'd do, but it helps. And writing this email is part of that process too. If you read this on your channel, thank you. If someone out there is in a similar situation, I just want to say don't ignore your values. Don't get talked into something that doesn't feel right in your gut just to keep someone you love. If they truly love you, they won't ask you to betray yourself to prove it. Thank you again, True Story. Your channel helped me feel like I wasn't crazy. I wasn't alone. Take care, Tevin. Follow up. Hey, True Story. It's Tevin again. First off, I just want to thank you. I didn't expect you to respond. I figured I'd send you an update because a lot has changed. My mindset, my goals, my view of women, love, relationships, all of it's been flipped upside down. That breakup didn't just scar me, it rewired me. This is the version of me that came out the other side. And spoiler alert, I don't want love anymore. Not in the way people mean it. Let me explain. After I got Mariah's letter and returned the ring to her parents, something shifted inside me. Not immediately, but slowly, day by day, week by week, I stopped feeling. That's the best way I can describe it. The hurt turned into numbness. The desire for connection became exhaustion. And the idea of ever giving my heart to another woman? Gone. Like it never existed. I realized I had spent the last 8 years, from high school into adulthood, pouring everything I had into someone who, when given everything, still wanted more, still wasn't satisfied, still had the audacity to ask if she could explore other men while wearing my ring. And it made me reflect on something I had been ignoring for years. A lot of women today want safety, but they don't want to offer loyalty in return. They want a man to love them, protect them, pay their way, validate their self-worth. But the second a little boredom sets in, they want to experiment, explore, or redefine boundaries. Nah, not me. Not anymore. I decided I'm done playing that game. The version of Tevin who wanted the picket fence, the family cookouts, the anniversary posts on social media, he's gone. I buried him quietly after the engagement ended. No funeral, no tears, just a quiet walk back to my true self. Now I'm focused on something better, becoming the best version of myself, and not for a woman, not to be more desirable, not to make anyone jealous, just for me. I wake up every day at 5:30 a.m. now. First thing I do is stretch, drink a tall glass of water, and hit the gym. Not for aesthetics, not for abs, not for clout, but because it builds discipline. Because pushing myself past my limits reminds me that I control this body and this life. After the gym, I read 30 minutes a day, every day. Books about finance, stoicism, leadership, psychology, even warfare. I want to be sharp. I want to be prepared. Because while love failed me, life hasn't. And I plan to win at life, even if I walk it alone. I also deleted every dating app on my phone. I got tired of the games, tired of the filters, the fake personalities, the conversations that go nowhere, tired of pretending to care about brunch spots or her cat's Instagram page. I'm good. If I want female attention, I'll go out and find it. Not to fall in love, not to build a forever, just for what it is. Recreational use only. Harsh? Maybe, but real. I spent too many years chasing something sacred with women who treated love like a pair of sneakers. They try it on, wear it until it gets boring, and then want to swap it for a new color. Now I see things clearly. I'm not angry. I'm awake. Let me give you a real example of how I changed. About a month ago, I ran into this girl named Kiara at a bar downtown. We knew each other back in college, had a few classes together, flirted here and there, never really went anywhere. We bumped into each other, caught up, laughed, and before I knew it, she was leaning in close, touching my arm, doing the whole routine. Old me would have started seeing her, texting every day, planning little dates, thinking, maybe this could go somewhere. New me, we kicked it. She stayed over, I cooked her breakfast, and then I told her straight up, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm focused on me right now. She looked surprised, but she respected it. That's the secret I've learned. When you're honest with yourself and with them, there's no guilt, no confusion, no broken promises. They either deal with it or they don't. And if they don't, cool. On to the next. Now, I know some people might judge this version of me. Say I've given up, that I've become cold or damaged or toxic. But let me be clear, I'm not bitter. I'm not sitting in the dark blaming all women for what one did. I'm simply adjusting to the reality I've lived through. You get burned enough times, you stop walking toward the fire. I used to believe in love, real, deep, life partner love. But I also used to believe in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. Now I believe in results, and the result of giving my heart to a woman, broken engagement, sleepless nights, doubt, therapy, watching her flirt with the idea of multiple men while I was trying to build a home with her. I'd rather take that energy and pour it into things that pay me back. Here's what I'm working on now: starting my own business. I've been freelancing in graphic design for years. Now I'm building an agency. I already have a website up, hired 2 interns, and landed my first 5 clients. That's something no breakup could take from me. Building wealth. I've opened an IRA, bought into index funds, and just put a down payment on a duplex. I plan to rent out one side and live in the other. Within 5 years, I want 10 rental properties under my belt. Mentoring younger guys. I've started volunteering at a local community center, helping high school seniors prepare for college. I don't tell them what to do with love, but I do tell them to stay focused on becoming men of value first, because if you build yourself, you'll never have to chase anyone again. Embracing solitude. I used to hate being alone. Now I thrive in it. My peace is priceless. No more fights, no more walking on eggshells, no more wondering if someone's heart is still halfway out the door. Let me be real with you, true story. Some nights I still get flashbacks. I'll be scrolling through my camera roll and stumble on an old photo of me and Mariah on the beach. We looked happy. We were happy. But even that memory has a sour taste now because I know what came after. And yeah, there are times I wonder, was I too harsh? Could I have forgiven her? But then I remember, if someone truly values you, they don't ask to compromise your entire sense of commitment. They don't test how far they can push before you break. They protect what they have with you. Mariah didn't protect it, so I let it go. And in letting her go, I found myself. So here's where I stand now. I'm not dating. I'm not falling. I'm not seeking. I'm building. And if one day a woman comes along who actually understands loyalty, not Instagram loyalty, not situationship loyalty, not we're exclusive until I get bored loyalty, but real loyalty, maybe I'll reconsider. But until then, I'm good. I'll keep leveling up, keep working out, keep stacking, keep winning. And I'll keep using women the same way they've been using men, for a night, not a lifetime. Because I'd rather be alone with peace than together with chaos. Thank you again for letting me share my truth. If you read this, I hope it helps some guy out there. Maybe he's fresh out of a breakup. Maybe he just found out his fiancée wants to explore. Maybe he's questioning everything. To that man, I say this. Choose yourself every single time. Take that love you gave her and pour it into your craft, your body, your mind, your money. Watch how your life transforms. Don't chase women. Chase purpose. Let the rest come and go as they please. And if they ever send you a ring in the mail with a sad letter begging for you back, toss the ring and frame the letter. Proof that you survived. Until next time,